My sugar dang, baby, you my sugar dang. My sugar dang, baby, you my sugar dang.
You guys, welcome back to my channel. Today it is just me by myself. So I figured that I would give you guys a skincare routine. I know, everybody is on YouTube looking for skincare routines for different types of skin, and it's something that I most commonly look for as well. So I hope this video will help you out because I don't know if you could tell, but I do have rosacea on my cheeks right here. And I do have really, really dry skin, especially in the winter. And I also, on my arms, I have eczema and everything. So I just figured that this video might be a little bit helpful because this is my skincare routine that I've stuck with for, I want to say, the past 6 months, and it is the thing that I most see, the most improvement in my skin, and I haven't had any problems. Before, I would have really dry flakes right here, and it was not good when I would put on makeup or anything. So just figured that I would give you guys a little rundown. I'll show you what I do use beforehand. Let me show you Gabby's because mine doesn't have the label on it. My boyfriend actually, I think, pulled it off. But so this is what we do use. It's the Soap in Glory, and a lot of people, I've heard some people say that they don't like it. I've heard that it's too harsh for the skin, but for mine, I haven't had any problems. And usually, if my skin doesn't like something, my cheeks, they'll get really flush and really red, and I'll have flare-ups from my rosacea. But I have never had that with this. But I also use, I need to get a new one, but this is the Black African soap bar. I got it from Ulta, and I believe this one retails for $12, and this is around $5 or $7, I believe, but I've had this one for months and months and months. And I know what some people are going to say. They're going to say that, oh, soap bars are bad to have. I know, I learned that in school, but I just really like it, and it's good for my face. It has helped tone down any breakouts that I have, whether it's that time of month and I'm just extra hormonal or anything like that. It really helps me. And I'm saying, I'm not saying this is the only skincare routine out there for everybody to use, but this is just what works for me. And then lastly, for my moisturizer, it's the First Aid Beauty, and it's the Ultra Repair Cream, and it's intense hydration. And fun fact about this that I've learned to help me is I pulled it out right now, but I keep it in the fridge because it makes my moisturizer really, really cold, and it feels really good for my skin when I do put it on after. It's almost calming for my skin. And I also wash my face with cold water because warm water will make it a little bit more red than it already is. And my main concern is to make sure my skin isn't flaring up, isn't getting that super flushed look, even though it already is a little bit flushed. So yeah, and then the last thing that I use, if I can find it. So there will be times when I do break out, especially right here, whether I get waxed for my eyebrows, it'll be right here. Depends on what it is. It could be because of hormones, like I said earlier, or it could just be because my skin just doesn't want to cooperate. I mean, let's be real. So not everybody's skin is perfect, but okay. So this contains salicylic acid, and it also contains glycolic acid, which is two big things that it's gonna sound so weird, but it's so bad for my skin. It's really bad for somebody with rosacea because my skin is so sensitive anyways, but I don't use it all over my face, and it almost works as an exfoliant too. So I get really dry right here, which is weird because it's part of my T-zone, and I get dry on my T-zone, but most people will get oily around their T-zone. But I tend to get a little bit dry right there, and sometimes I need to exfoliate the dry skin off. And so I'll use that, one of these pads. I'll show you. They're little pads that look like this, and they're smooth on one side, and then they have the texturized side on this. Don't mind my nails. So yeah, so I'll actually take one of these pads wherever I'm breaking out, which I am a little bit on my chin and on my upper lip right here because I did just wax my lip. I'm going to avoid doing my lips since I did just wax it, so that takes off a layer of skin, and I don't want to go in and exfoliate another layer of skin off since this is fresh skin. But I do want to do a little bit of areas on my chin, and that's mainly what I do. So yeah. Okay, so the first things first is I actually take a headband, so I can pull back all my little teeny tiny baby hairs, because, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody has baby hairs, and I just hate when they get wet, and it's just like a pet peeve. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. Okay, so the next thing is, after I get this hair off of me, so turn my water, I always take off my ring because I don't want it to rust, and then I will wash my hands, just because there's already a lot of bacteria on my hands anyways, so go ahead. Wash your hands. Okay, so like I said, I wash my face with cold water because I don't want my face to flare up more than it does. Just go ahead and get it wet. And then first I'll go in with my black African soap bar and just lather it in my hands. So my hands look like this. And then I will just do circles, and I use like mainly these two fingers, and I kind of just work in. I start like on my cheekbones, and I do circular motions, and I'll work down under on the bottoms of my cheek, and then I work around my chin. And also don't forget to get under your chin as well. And then on the sides of your nose. And I like to get that with my thumb, as weird as it sounds. The top of my nose, across my lip, on my forehead. And again, this is all like circular motions. And once you feel like you have cleaned your skin, and that it feels nice and clean, go ahead and rinse it off. Okay, and then next, I'll go in with the Soap and Glory. And so the reason I wash twice is because one, the black African soap, I like it a lot, but I don't like the residue feeling. It's almost like that squeaky feeling, that's like, you know? But that's so random, but that's like the feeling that it leaves, and I don't like that. I like that fresh, clean feeling, knowing that like everything is off my face. So I'll take about this much of the Soap and Glory, and it has cute little pink beads. I don't know if you can see the pink beads, but those like help exfoliate your face too. I'll go in with this one after I get this hair off of my face, and then same thing. It does get a little more flushed just from like the manipulating movements that I am doing, but it's nothing like as if my skin were irritated, because usually when my skin gets irritated, it gets hot. Like I can feel the heat on my cheeks. Just take some of my moisturizer, dab it on my forehead. I kind of go overboard when I do my moisturizer, but like I said, my skin is very dry. And then it's cold also, so it'll help calm down my cheeks from the manipulating movements. Now to really work it in, I like to get my ears and my chin and my neck and my forehead. And I'll go across my eyelids because your eyelids do get dry too. When I do under my eyes, I kind of just use just these fingers and lightly go under them because you don't want to be too rough on your eyes. And that is it. Look at my... Guys, that is it for my current skincare routine. I hope you guys found it helpful, and hopefully it works for your skin if you do have problematic skin like I do. Many people do consider different things problematic, so I mean, don't go and think that, oh, problematic means that you have acne and you have no acne or this and that. Like, to me, problematic skin is if it's dry, for instance, my rosacea, or anything like that. My skin is super sensitive, so this is just what works for me, and I hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope it's helpful for you guys. So if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
My sugar, my sugar.